CBS News special report. I'm Carissa Lawson in New York. The United States just attacked Venezuela's capital, hitting military facilities in the country. President Trump ordered this operation. There were multiple explosions in Caracas starting at around 2 a.m. local time. You can see the video here coming in. It shows low-flying aircraft in the city. This is the first U.S. military attack within the country. President Trump is targeting the South American nation over its authoritarian leader, Nicolas Maduro, and his alleged ties to drug cartels. It follows months of military buildup in the region. The strikes come just hours after Maduro had said he was open to negotiations with the U.S. Let's go right to CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand. She's traveling with the president in West Palm Beach, Florida. And Natalie, what are we hearing from the Trump administration right now?
Well, as of this hour, sources are telling CBS News that Trump administration officials are aware of these reports of explosions and aircraft. No immediate response from the White House, but we've also learned, per U.S. officials, that President Trump ordered strikes on sites inside Venezuela, including military facilities. This, of course, comes as the administration has escalated its campaign against the regime of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, which the U.S. administration views as illegitimate.
The United States hit Venezuela with a large-scale strike early Saturday and said its president, Nicolas Maduro, had been captured and flown out of the country. Here's what to know. Multiple explosions and low-flying aircraft were seen in Caracas in the early hours of Saturday morning. Maduro's government immediately accused the US of an imperialist attack on civilian and military installations. US President Donald Trump posted on Truth Social that Maduro had been, along with his wife, captured and flown out of the country. He added that the operation was done in conjunction with US law enforcement. The apparent attack itself lasted less than 30 minutes. Trump said in his social media post that the strike was carried out successfully. It comes after the Trump administration has escalated pressure on Maduro, who has decried US military operations against alleged drug traffickers as a thinly veiled effort to oust him from power. It was not immediately clear who was running the country, and Maduro's whereabouts were not immediately known.
A senior Russian security figure is responding to the U.S. strike on Venezuela with language that goes far beyond diplomacy. The message is not just condemnation, it is a warning, and it is already reverberating far beyond Caracas. Russia's response to the U.S. operation in Venezuela has landed with force. Dmitry Medvedev, deputy chairman of Russia's Security Council and a close ally of President Vladimir Putin, issued a blistering public statement within hours of the attack. Medvedev accused Washington of carrying out what he called an act of aggression against an independent country that posed no direct threat to the United States. He described the operation as a violent seizure of a legally elected leader, carried out, he said, under the banner of so-called international law. He also pointed to what he described as silence from Europe, arguing that democratic capitals quickly looked away while the United States acted decisively in Latin America. Medvedev then turned his focus elsewhere, mocking Ukraine's leadership and accusing Washington of misdirected priorities. His remarks were laced with sarcasm, aimed at both Kyiv and its Western backers. But it was his final conclusion that drew the most attention. Medvedev argued that the events in Caracas prove one thing above all else, that any country wishing to protect itself must strengthen its military to the maximum. According to Medvedev, the only guarantee against foreign intervention is a nuclear arsenal. He ended his statement with a phrase that immediately set off alarm bells ringing far beyond Russia. "Long live nuclear weapons," he wrote, framing the U.S. strike on Venezuela as proof that power, not diplomacy, defines survival in today's world.
The shockwaves from Washington's strike on Venezuela are already rippling far beyond Latin America. Moscow was among the first capitals to respond, and its words were sharp, deliberate, and unmistakable. Calling the U.S. action armed aggression, Russia has drawn a red line around sovereignty, escalation, and global stability. As confusion deepens in Caracas, the diplomatic and military fallout is accelerating. Russia reacted swiftly and forcefully. In a rare early morning statement, Moscow accused the United States of committing an act of armed aggression against Venezuela, condemning the strike and warning that escalation could spiral beyond control. The Russian Foreign Ministry rejected Washington's justification outright, calling it untenable. Moscow said ideological hostility had overtaken diplomacy and that trust, predictability, and pragmatism had been abandoned in favor of force.